Hey there, it's Myrna Dwyer from Toowoomba, Australia here, doing life differently. I'd just like to read a story to you or share a story with you. It's a magical journey of the Witch's Phoenix, where we go through mazes and caverns and down valleys and up mountains. So I'd just like to share that with you. A long, long time ago, there lived a wicked witch. Not a nasty wicked, not an evil wicked witch, just a desperately wicked witch. She was certain in her beliefs about her life and what was right, what was wrong, what should happen, what shouldn't happen. And you see, this wicked witch was in so much debt that she felt really frustrated and trapped in her life. Trapped in the witch's body with warts and wiry hair, with frogs and ravens for company, and spending all day slaving over a boiling cauldron, concocting potions to keep people at their 9-to-5 jobs. At some point she turned nasty. Actually, her beliefs turned cynical and negative, really, more than nasty. You can hardly call her nasty because she was making potions to keep people in jobs. That's not all bad, is it? Is it? Anyway, that was her belief, that you needed to be employed and working to maintain, your life. And don't dream too big. Do you know what you believe? Do you dream big? Anyway, even out in the backwoods where the witch lived, she lived alone, they had internet connection. And she regularly searched for ways to change her life. One day, the wicked witch saw an enticing opt-in page. It said something like, "Escape the rat race." And now, being a witch, with a particular interest in rats, she hadn't realised rats raced, or that she was even in a race. But what intrigued her was that you could escape. She clicked the button and screamed. Ah! There on her computer screen, right in front of her eyes, was a horrendous sight. What she saw, imagine this. Clear, golden yellow sand, crushed gently into tiny grains so that it was so soft under your bare feet. A clear blue skies, dark deep blue oceans, fresh air gently blowing the long styled conditioned locks, free flowing in the breeze of a beautiful wart-free curvaceous woman, clad in a white bikini and a silk throw covering her evenly, gently tanned, soft, supple skin, and she's standing next to an absolutely dreamy to die for prince. And they look content and happy and stress-free, and just over their shoulders you could catch a glimpse of a red Ferrari glistening in the sun. Nervously enticed, the wicked witch clicked the free video button and was transported to another world, a world that she had never dreamed of, or even thought of, that was within her reach. Yet they made it seem so real and easy, and she passed out. Would you do that if something was just there in front of you that you'd not experienced before? Would it overwhelm you and, rock your certainty? Anyway, she passed out. Let's see what happens when she comes to. She's clicked this button and she's discovered a whole new world. So she saw the red Ferrari shining and the golden sands and the freedom and the stress-free lifestyle and that white bikini-clad whore. That was her thoughts, not mine. Okay, and that dreamy to die for prince. Slowly she regains consciousness and looks around, and there is a dank and dark home. There's routine and there's more routine. There's the commute to the office, the same old ungrateful clients, and her boss dictating what she could and shouldn't do, when to come, when to go. That cubicle, glass framed like a fishbowl, so everyone could see and hear what she was or wasn't doing. There was no pressure until she clicked that link and saw that sight, and she realised that the pressure was always there, was bottled up inside of her with a lid really clamped on tight in case it exploded. Because if it did, she would be out of a job, in debt and destitute. And she had a first-hand knowledge of what that meant, because these were the very people that she was stewing and boiling every day. These were the same people that she was concocting those potions for to keep them employed. And the vision from that link returned, a vision of freedom. Imagine, to do the things you want to do when you want, not because you have to do them. To go where you want to go, whenever you want. To sit on a golden beach, surrounded by relaxed, friendly people, enjoying their company. Not to be trapped by the cauldron. To feel free from financial stress. To go and buy that $600 dress and not worry. Or that $700 Rolex watch and give it away as a gift. And slowly she drifted back to sleep, dreaming of a life that she had no idea existed until she clicked that link. And she realised that there was more to life, and it was within her reach. When she wakes, let's see what happens. Hey, so, are you like the Wicked Witch? While she's napping, let's have a chat. Are you like the Wicked Witch, unconscious of what's going on around you? Or, do you dream of a better life? Because frankly, reality sucks. Hey, if your world's perfect in every way, you're fortunate. But if there's any inkling that there's something wrong, something just not how you want it, and you can see that there could be something different, it's not how you want it to be. I've got some secret beliefs training that I'd like to share with you that can change everything for you. It delves into, your limiting beliefs, and it prepare you for a trip, a prosperity trip actually, to a different life. Anyway, don't for 1 minute think that the Wicked Witch clicks the link, wakes up and clicks the link, and lives happily ever after. No. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Okay, the witch wakes from her slumber, refreshed from her dreaming of life with the dreamy prince, and she's overcome with excitement and sees the potential, and she clicks the link, and she's transported to another world, a world with people, or gremlins, princes, giants, princesses, wizards, and Shrek. And they're all searching for a different life. And they're all gathered in this amazing, authentic community where people reach out and offer assistance. They uplift each other. They give advice. They share ideas, and they provide encouragement. Wow. An ordinary person would dive right on in and immerse themselves in all this goodness and absorb it all in. But alas, the Wicked Witch is cautious. The Wicked Witch is reluctant. The Wicked Witch is untrusting. And so she decides to sit on the sidelines, watching and waiting. This is different to any community she's ever experienced. Remember before, like other communities are all people with like minds. They all come from the same backgrounds. They all have the same jobs. They're all the same. This is not a community. She's been in community of witches. She's been, where witches hang out. She doesn't go where you mix with other people. So, where witches mix with princesses and princes and things. This is a little bit out of her comfort zone. It's not something she's used to. She's used to communities where everyone just were happy with what they had and they didn't dream any bigger. So this is a little bit confronting for the Wicked Witch, I imagine. Anyway, so she's sitting on the sidelines, cautious and watching, wondering if it's really, not certain if it's all for real. And, she's being ignored sitting on the fence. So, wondering how is it possible to earn money online, to make money with things like Empower Network, My Own Business Empire, or Global Resorts Network. Top tier businesses, how do you make money with them? She's sitting on the fence, wondering. And she can see the potential. She sees the freedom that people are experiencing. She sees the lifestyle that people are experiencing. And she just is uncertain still, and she drifts off again, possibly to dream about what's, going on for her. Maybe she passes out because she doesn't believe how easy or affordable it is. Or maybe she just passes out because she isn't aware that something like this even existed and it's just too much for her to comprehend. Life doesn't come running to you. You have to chase after it. Anyway, the witch sat on the fence, paralysed by fear, floundering, tired of life as she knew it, yet afraid to reclaim a new life, uncertain of the system, unsure of the potential, her potential, and dodging the spotlight, yet jealous of the success, envious of others who were quickly, easily, naturally fitting in and making a go of it. She was reluctant to jump off of the fence, and so she became more negative, more cynical, more disbelieving, more critical, more pessimistic, silently outspoken. Until one day, out of the blue, a good fairy appears, full of compassion, full of online marketing knowledge, and full of future vision and enthusiasm. And she connects with the witch. It's an odd relationship. They chat endlessly, with the wicked witch critiquing, complaining, condemning. And one day the fairy godmother calls the witch out on her beliefs and questions her her experiences, challenges her understanding, and shows her proven techniques, expert strategies, powerful proof, and she encourages the wicked witch to participate more, to contribute, to practice, to grow. She shares resources to help her to grow and to understand and to expand her thinking. The wicked witch is uncomfortable, yet intrigued. And so she takes a chance and she challenges herself. She dares to learn, to explore, to expand her thinking. And was fascinated by the community and the help and the support. Because after all, in her experience, where she got this belief was that people don't help people. Watch out for people. Be careful. Be wary. Especially people with money. They always want to take your money. Somewhere along the way, she had this belief that people not like you are out to get you. Which is kind of weird belief for her to have when you think about it. Because remember, she did work concocting potions to keep people employed. And on a daily basis would hear how they survived by stealing, doing drugs, and all sorts of things that rich people probably may not do. Weird how her beliefs were twisted there. But anyway, she accepts a challenge to become a new person. Or more particularly, not to become a new person, but to create a new life. She's tired of feeling trapped in that fishbowl, tired of having debt and tired of putting everyone else's needs and wants above hers, working continually to serve others, but with little return. She's tired of slaving over the cauldron so that others could benefit from the potion she concocted. And she decided to learn how she could use these skills that she had to do something to help herself and others. This meant she had to step up out of her comfort zone and learn things she had no idea about. She had to trust people who lived in the land far, far away and who did things a little bit differently. Remember, she had trust issues, like we said before, with just people she knew, let alone people who were far, far away. And being an overly cautious witch, you get like that when you work with boiling cauldrons all your life. After all, you don't want to get burned, do you? So she began slowly, listening, watching, trying to understand, feeling confused and overwhelmed, trying to work it all out, and trying to control it all the while being mentored by the good fairy. Oh, the good fairy had immeasurable patience and tolerance and insight, asking just the right questions, irritating questions, to get the witch to consider why and how she became so untrusting, so cynical, so negative. And on many occasions, the good fairy threatened to desert the witch. However, over time, the witch began to trust the good fairy. The witch stayed and didn't leave, even though the door was open and she could go at any time. For some reason, she felt I don't know, just interested, I guess. And she even thought that the good fairy did have some good ideas, even if she struggled to understand them and what she was talking about. The good fairy kept giving her information to digest and resources to use and action to take. However, the witch was not an action taker. For way too long she'd been told what to do and restricted with her actions. The Wicked Witch even thought that after a while she had spent so much money on all these things that nothing worked. And perhaps the good fairy was, just another Wicked Witch in disguise, trying to take all that the witch had and leave her to die, destitute. Yet the good fairy, at times, saw glimpses of things to come. Good fairies have crystal balls, not like witches' cauldrons. They're clearer. And the good fairy hung in there, occasionally distancing herself from the Wicked Witch, but still introducing the Wicked Witch to other online characters. The reluctant giant, who had lots of techie knowledge and willingly freely shared, and the confident good fairies, apprentice fairies, who had all this knowledge in social media and design, and the angel, who watched silently over us all and contributed when she saw someone in need, and the ghost rider, whizzing in and out with suggestions and questions. And over time, the others were able to help the witch, or who just never seemed to fit in. I'm not sure if that had something to do with her personality or the fact that she lived far, far, far away. Or more particularly that she was still watching and doing the odd thing now and again, but not completely committing to everything. And as the others grew and moved forward, she was being left behind, I guess. Because she just didn't get it. She didn't know. All the others were creating opt-in pages, autoresponders, blogging and coaching, introducing elves and genies and trainee warlocks who bake cakes. And as the group grew, more and more masterminds were introduced, and technology changed, and more skilled creatures joined, only too willing to share their knowledge and expertise. Some of them were quite successful, and each and every one of them was having success, some in huge amounts and others in smaller amounts. Occasionally they would drift away, only to return home back to the mastermind for guidance from the good fairy, who continually delivered. Meanwhile, the witch was slowly losing her witchy ways, becoming more and more entrapped in the good magic, learning how to think differently, accepting and receiving, giving, appreciating, asking, shifting her mindset from the dank and dark backwoods of scarcity and mistrust to the more open and giving. She was always giving. She did help with those potions, remember, but not so openly. She was exploring options and expanding her thinking, listening to the right training. She was connecting the dots, negotiating the mazes in the caverns, taming the odd dragon even, to suddenly one day she emerged, a talented online marketer with unlimited potential and wisdom, all because she began her journey, and at times was not afraid to revisit the lessons and learn again the lessons she chose not to see, some of those video recordings and webinars that she just didn't get. And as this occurred, she began to have a burning desire, greater than her desire to concoct potions to help people stay employed in their 9-to-5 traditional jobs. A mystical dream lifestyle occurred, where she was determined to succeed, to question her own beliefs, and to question others' beliefs. And when she realised that it's okay to create the life of her dream, to have a go, to fail, to succeed in small steps, to live abundantly, when she realised it's okay, and she also realised that for a long, long time, her limiting beliefs had stopped her from moving forward. When she realised that she no longer needed to live in the backwoods alone, and that it was possible for her to teach others how to expand their thinking and learn new skills, and to guide others along the mazes and the forests, she emerged, a phoenix, successful and wealthy. If you wanted to know where the Wicked Witch started, after all, you can't have a Wicked Witch, apprentice fairies, angels, ghost riders, giants and baking warlocks and not come through a program and tweak it and change it sometimes. Connect with me and I'll show you exactly the same journey the Wicked Witch went on, and we'll see what we can come up with for you. Eventually the overlords will recognise you and you will be shifted into a whole new world, something you've never ever dreamed of. I hope you've enjoyed The Witch's Phoenix, and I'd love some comments below to see what you think. I can't wait to hear what you thought. Talk soon.